Let's talk about it real quick. Coronavirus, Georgia, schools reopening. I live in a part of Georgia which is Redneck Central, a couple of miles down from the University of Georgia. And where I stay at, they have planned to reopen schools and not do a lot of stuff online. It's an option, but they are saying that the children will fall behind the waistline if they go online to learn instead of in class. Now, Georgia in the past couple of days has spiked in COVID deaths and COVID uh, people catching COVID. So why in the hell would you want to force kids to go back into the classroom? A lot of these people in this area are Trump supporters, and if you know anything about Trump supporters, they're uh, a lot of them are anti-mask, which is stupid, and they're just following what their leader is putting on television. And the whole thing about the whole situation is there are not a lot of people signing up for online registry for students. And it's because I live in an area that is mainly redneck Trump supporters. So it is unfair that children have to be um, dumped to the wayside and not get a fair education as everyone else because of the political views and values of a handful of Trump supporters. Now, I know that a lot of these states are trying to, pretty much everything is let's force the economy. Let's force the economy to try to get back on point. Because this is what happens if your kids don't go to school, formal school where you go into the classroom. One, somebody might have to stay at home, which means the parent, can't pay bills, which means the parent loses their job, or one of the parents lose their job, or have to sacrifice their job because most of these people out here in the United States are coming from two 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 parents working in the household. And if you lose a parent working, pretty much the government loses a slave. And when I say loses a slave, they don't get to tax their wages. Everybody doesn't own a business, and everybody that does own a business, um, a lot of times are not flourishing or just making it. That's one. And two, you have to realize if you force people to take their kids back to school, what do the parents have to do 2 weeks or a week and a half before school opens? Go to Walmart, go to Old Navy, go to Target, forcing them to shop, forcing them to A, buy school supplies, B, buy clothes, buy sneakers, get haircuts, get back into the swing of things like nothing's ever happened. And I feel that's real bullshit. And I think a lot of people out here that are on the COVID, uh, they do the COVID conspiracy theory. I think a lot of people just think that if we ignore it, it's going to go away. That's like you're walking through a shootout and thinking that if you just keep your head down and keep walking, you're not gonna get hit with a bullet. And this is what's happening. So now, not only do you have these children that are going to go back to school, you have these parents that are going to go back into Walmart, which has a global, you have to wear a mask thing. You're forcing them to go to these stores, and even if you have a mask, it's no way that people have the right mask. Most of these masks are placebos. They're not the N19 or the N95 masks or whatever they call them. And people are just going to get sick again. Then you're going to put these kids, especially in Georgia. I don't know about other states except New York, where a lot of the schools are in walking distances and they don't use buses and stuff like that. They do, but they don't use school buses. You expect all of these kids coming from everybody's different household. Nobody knows who has what. And then you put them in the classroom for 8 hours or 6 hours, however long they're in class. You put them in school for that long, right? Pretty much one big incubator of germs because kids are the number one carriers of germs. I've worked in a school before and I've got very sick. And then you go to have them in the classroom for 5 to 6, 7, 8 hours or whatever. And then after that, you're going to take those kids that might not live in the same area, that's in the same, you have kids that's all in the class. And then you're going to take those kids out of the class and put them in their random school buses because they're going to go on different buses depending on where they live. Spreading germs in the classroom, spreading more germs on the bus. Then you're going to wonder why school bus drivers are going to get sick, and you're going to wonder why teachers are going to get sick. But this is the ideological dumb shit that Kemp is putting forward. Then he gets mad at Keisha Lance Bottoms for trying to mandate people wear masks. At the end of the day, this shit is not about black and white. It's not about Republican. It's not about Democrat. It's not about Black Lives Matter. It's not about Blue Lives Matter. This shit is about money. This shit is about money and slavery. Slavery, not even talking about a color. How can we tax your ass? We can't tax you if you're not working. We can't tax the housing market if people that are renting houses are not paying their rent and the daggone homeowners are not paying their mortgage and the mortgage people are not, they can't pay their loan. All of this shit is about money, and that's all these people care about. And at the end of the day, that's the second thing you should care about. The first thing you should care about is your health. Second thing you should care about is making money. But in this day and age, like I said, we're playing Russian roulette with our lives at this point. And it's just real sad and it's real depressing. And I'm out.